This is why I'm not doing a fat fast. Hey, what's shaking bacon? My name is Bruno Panucci. I hope you're doing well. So as I've said in lots of my recent videos, I haven't been putting an ad in the middle of my videos, but I'm asking in return is that you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate that. It helps us both out this way. And also, before we get into the video too much, I'm going to go over the ingredients to the snake juice recipe I'm going to be adding to my fast. To the topic at hand, I just came off a high-fat version of carnivore. Now, last fall, I did 4 months of an 80-20 ratio of fat to protein. So it's less protein than I normally like. I noticed lean mass loss, and I wasn't doing as much exercising in the first month because I knew I would lose lean mass if I wasn't exercising. But overall, I felt really good doing it. So it was simple. I did multiple small meals a day so that you have a slower insulin bump. It's not a spike when you have a very small meal. It's more of a bump. I had multiple small meals, 4 meals a day, 80-20 ratio. So it's like a keto ratio without the carbs, and the fats were all animal fats. And I put on almost 30 pounds in just a few weeks. It was like under 3 weeks. So that's weird. Most people lose weight when they do that ratio. I put on weight, and so did some other people. It's a small portion of people that put on weight when they do a high-fat version of carnivore, but it happens. It's usually people who have had a history of obesity, yo-yo dieting, or if they're in menopause. I ended after 4 months only 10 pounds less than when I started, but it was a lean mass drop. So I wasn't that much of a fan of that, even though I was staying active, doing some HIIT workouts. I definitely de-bloated. My energy was great. I felt really good doing high fat, but almost as good as when I used to do intermittent fasting, because the goal of this channel has always been to lose fat as I maintain as much lean mass as possible. So I can't stress this enough. Don't let that steer you away from high fat, because a small fraction of the people that do that way of eating put on weight. There's something else going on with the metabolism. It's just not working well for those people. And keep in mind, I haven't had a lick, taste, or bite of anything off of a carnivore diet in over 2.5 years. So when I say I did this, I was extremely strict. And then what happened was in March, I went to a 90-10 ratio because Dr. Bright recommends a 90-10 ratio to help heal the adrenal glands and the thyroid gland. So I thought, okay, now I did 80-20, so 90-10 won't be that much more difficult. 90% of my calories coming from fat, beef fat, and 10% of my calories coming from protein. So I had already done a refeeding in the last couple months before this with a more higher protein in January and February. So I felt like I was doing okay going into this. Even though I put on that 10 pounds, I was feeling quite comfortable. And here's what happened when I did the 90-10. I put on about 45 pounds at least. Now, I started to lose that weight right in the last few days of it, but I'm still up well over 20 pounds. I'm at over 335 pounds now when I weigh myself in the morning. That's a 30-pound surplus from when I started at the beginning of the year. So I've been going backwards, mainly doing high fat. Every time I do high fat, even though fat creates a minor insulin bump, for some people it clearly isn't the way when it comes to getting everything under control. I didn't mind the fact that I put on weight, to be honest. I wasn't thrilled about it, but I wasn't mad or discouraged about it, because here's the issues I had with it. My heart rate went up and my blood pressure went up, and I did not like that. I have a history of heart disease. I don't want to fool around with that stuff. So I like the fact that I've been off these medications, and the carnivore diet had corrected those problems for me. In fact, the carnivore diet has corrected the vast majority of my health history, except for my fasting insulin. It was only in January that I realized I still had high fasting insulin, which would explain my weight plateau I've had for a long time. So what am I doing now? I'm not doing a high-fat version of carnivore because I started doing it again, and I started putting on weight again. And I was like, well, that's not good. That's not what I want, because along with that, I'm going to go down the same road with the higher blood pressure and the higher heart rate, and I don't want that. So now I have to do something different than what typically works for most people. And it sucks that I'm in this situation. So what am I gonna do? I'm switching to a water fasting diet, specifically with snake juice. So that's just an electrolyte water that I'm drinking while I'm doing this fast. Now, I never did that electrolyte water before when I did fasting. So I'm hoping to enjoy my fasts even more this time, to have even more energy. And I'll get that from this quote unquote snake juice, this electrolyte drink, so that I can do this fast comfortably. It was comfortable before, but I did have some side effects. That I discussed in my older videos. And I'm going to make another short video talking about how I put this snake juice together. You can YouTube it yourself. It's pretty easy, but here's the ingredients. This product is called salt free. There's another product out there most people use. It's called no salt. And there's another one I found on the internet I'm going to buy. I believe it's called new salt. And the only ingredient in that is potassium chloride. This has a little bit of sugar in it, and I'm going to try and not use this. I just got to get my hands on that other stuff first. So before I make my how-to video for making this snake juice, I'm going to make sure that I'm not using this to the best of my ability, even if I have to use it for the first couple days until I get my hands on the right stuff. The other thing is going to be pink Himalayan sea salt. So you mix this in water, fresh water, not tap water, fresh water with the potassium chloride. And I'm also going to be, because I have a history of kidney stones, I'm also going to be taking this high quality baking soda. I'm going to be doing that separate from the snake juice, and that's just to help neutralize my body and make it more alkaline. And another thing I know a lot of people out there are really happy about is this, apple cider vinegar with the mother in it. So I've done apple cider vinegar with the mother in it lots of times for my gout. I honestly never noticed too much of a difference, but I'm going to take more throughout the day, and I'm going to taste it back with fresh water. So like I said, I'm going to go over the how-to as far as mixing everything together in another video. So stay tuned over the next few days to watch that, because I'm going to be starting the snake juice challenge on Monday, June 12th. So that's just a few days from now. This video is made on a Friday and it's been published on a Friday. So anyone who wants to join along with this, because I've had some people express some interest, you can try this. I'm doing this because fat fasting wasn't really good. Something I might have noticed, a potential positive from doing fat fasting and high fat, was my allergies don't seem to have bothered me so much this year. Now time will tell in the next few weeks, because I don't know if the pollen is fully hit yet, but really I've already gone through what seems to be my worst 2 days of my allergies. I used to have it down to 7 to 10 days, and before that it used to last weeks. So it's been getting better, and if that high fat worked on healing my adrenal gland, I feel optimistic that way. But I'm gonna try that when I'm at a healthier weight, so I can afford to put on 20 or 30 pounds if I want to try that after I lose some weight, so that I won't have to worry as much about high blood pressure. So this is my strategy. I want to make sure I get into a safe zone. I'm not in a good zone with my weight right now, and that's not really too cool. I want to get into a safer zone. This is going to be a 3-day water fast instead of doing a fat fast. Fat fasts made me cramp really bad. So I'm going to try this, see how it goes. And if any of you want to follow along, that's great. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching this video. If you're interested in joining or have any input that you want to add to this without being a jerk, by all means, leave a comment in the video below. Thanks a lot. I hope you have a great day.